Will the Wisp. Real name, Jackson Arvad. Occupation, former scientist. Identity, publicly known. Legal status, American citizen with a criminal record. Former aliases, none. Place of birth, Scranton, Pennsylvania. Marital status, single. Known relatives, none. Group affiliation, former agent of Jonas Harrow. Base of operations, mobile. First appearance, Amazing Spider-Man number 167. Origin. Jackson Arvad was the chief scientist for electromagnetic research at the Brand Corporation, a subsidiary of the Roxxon Oil Company. His superior in the Brand bureaucracy, James Melvin, drove Arvad relentlessly to develop projects for Melvin under threat of being fired. During a laboratory mishap, a gravitic energy surge shattered the magno chamber in whose vicinity Arvad was working. The accident plunged Arvad's body directly into the magno chamber's self-sustained electromagnetic field, and the residual high-frequency field weakened the electromagnetic attractions between the molecules of Arvad's body. This caused the molecules of Arvad's body to gradually disperse. Melvin held Arvad in the magno chamber long enough to question him on any useful scientific applications the accident might have had, and then left Arvad to die. Arvad soon discovered, however, that he possessed mental control over the dispersion of his body's molecules. Gradually learning to control his newfound power, he took the name Will the Wisp and undertook a series of endeavors outside the law to exact revenge on Melvin. At one point, he worked for Dr. Jonas Harrow, the criminal scientist who created Hammerhead and the Kangaroo. Will the Wisp eventually got his opportunity for revenge against Melvin, but his better judgment stopped him from killing his ex-boss. Turning Melvin over to the authorities, the Wisp forced him to expose some of Brand's corrupt activity to the news media. This exposé, brought about with the aid of Spider-Man, caused the shutdown of Brand's major plant in Long Island. Will the Wisp departed after that incident to contemplate what to do with his powers. His current whereabouts are unknown. Height, 6 feet 1 inch. Weight, 195 pounds. Eyes, white. Hair, blonde. Powers. Will the Wisp possesses the power to exert conscious control over the subatomic electromagnetic particles that carry the force of attraction between the molecules of his body. This enables him to control his density, granting him such powers as superhuman strength, flight, and intangibility. Mentally willing himself to his maximum density, he can become as hard as feldspar, 6 on the Mohs hardness scale, where diamond equals 10. At this density, his strength increases to superhuman levels, enabling him to press, about 12 tons. Will the Wisp can maintain this state of density for about 10 minutes before fatigue forces him to let up. Mentally willing himself to his minimum density, Will the Wisp allows a non-critical number of random molecules to oscillate at a small distance from his body, granting him intangibility. Unlike the Vision, who shunts his excess molecules extra-dimensionally, Will the Wisp disperses them omnidirectionally in this dimension. The process of dispersing his molecules is accompanied by a bright, sparkling light. Will the Wisp can also selectively solidify parts of himself. For example, he can keep his arms solid while making the rest of his body intangible. By creating a short, highly accelerated oscillation of the energy states in the molecules of his chest, he can cause a dazzling light that gives him various degrees of hypnotic control over those who witness it, depending upon the person's susceptibility. Will the Wisp can fly by becoming lighter than air and expelling excess molecules in a single direction behind him, causing him to be propelled forward. When he travels faster than 5 miles per hour, the expenditure of molecular energy causes him to give off so much light that he appears to be an ethereal glowing sphere. Will the Wisp can fly at a maximum speed of 90 miles per hour, and because he is intangible while flying, he is not deterred by solid obstacles.